Hey, I'm Lucas, and today, in this review, I want to review a nice set of redheads. The lamps, the open face lamps, not the girls, I couldn't afford those. So when I searched for my redheads, I really was into three different features. First, I wanted to have dimmers inside the cable, a tripod for every lamp, and a back that can hold everything together. So when you do an eBay search, you find pretty much sets of 3 of these lamps, and they are all pretty cheap. But the problem with the cheaper sets is they are always missing something. So mostly they don't have dimmers, and dimmers are pretty expensive for these kinds of wattages. Then some sets don't have tripods, and tripods are pretty expensive too when you need 3 of them right away. Or some don't have backs, and I wanted a bag that can fit everything together, so I can put the lamps and the tripods inside the bag. And if I have to buy a bag afterwards, I don't know if it fits or it gets more expensive. But I found one set where everything is included that I wanted. I bought my set from a store called Petite QQ, P-I-T-I-T-E-Q-Q. I'll just post a link in the description. Anyway, that store was really nice to me. They offered a great service. I had many questions and they delivered fast answers right away. They shipped from the UK. The shipping fees were a bit high, but I think this is normal when you live in another country that you have to pay a little bit more on the shipping fees. Anyway, this set had everything I wanted. I had tripods, I had dimmers, and I had a back. And of course, I had 3 of these nice, beautiful lamps. So when I got these lamps, they all shipped, of course, with the UK connector, this little one. And of course this is not much use to me. I could adapt it, but actually I wanted to have some really properly wired lamp. And what's pretty nice about these is these have little paper on them, so you know which wire is which, so you know how to connect them to your own country's connectors. These connectors are pretty cool actually, because they have a fuse integrated inside of the connector, yet I wanted, of course, a German connector, so I attached one. If you do this kind of electrical work, please consult someone who knows what he's doing, because this can be pretty dangerous when it's wired differently or not correct. So these are the lamps. 3 of these were in my package. Well, they have many features to show you. So the first thing is we have these cool barn doors. You can close them up. You have a little screw up here, and when you screw it off, you can detach the barn doors if you like. Also, in every lamp you have this little grid, and this grid is for protection, so I would always leave it attached inside the lamp, because these bulbs can explode. It's possible, not most likely, but they can explode, and this helps you from spraying glass on your talons. Basically, these barn doors also have these are a bit stacked up from the lamp, so you have a little bit of a distance. This is cool because so some of the hot air can escape. The problem with these lamps is this is 800 watts pure light, and this is really hot. So I think after 20 or 30 seconds you cannot touch this lamp anymore, only at the parts that are not directly in the lamp. This gets really hot, so don't burn your fingers and always wear gloves. So the basic things you can do with this lamp is, of course, you can rotate it on the tripod, and you have these little screws here, so you can adjust it how you like it. One cool thing about these lamps specifically is the mount for the tripod, because you not only have the screw to tighten them up, you have also a secure lock here, which only removes itself when you press it down. So you cannot get it on without pressing, and you cannot get it off, so you get it with the tripod. This is really cool because this is a great thing for safety. And in university we had the original redheads from Yaniro, which are very expensive, and they didn't have this locking mechanism, which is pretty cool for this cheap price. We also have this little knob here. With this you can adjust the angle of the lamp. It's not much of an angle that you can adjust, but it brings some difference in the angle that the lamp spreads, yet not the most important feature. What's important about this is that when this lamp is on, you just don't want to adjust this anymore, or at least not long, because this is all metal inside, and the metal bends in the heat, so it can damage your lamp, or you can damage the bulb so it explodes or it burns down, and this is nothing you would like. So you should be sure on how to position this thing before you start to shoot and before you want to set it up for too long, because this can also get stuck in the heat. This is totally normal, but I just wanted to tell you before. Especially cool with these lamps is that you get a dimmer on the cable, which is pretty cool because these dimmers are pretty small and they work really great. You know, you have a switch which doesn't do anything unless you hit the trigger to some sort of level. So we'll set it on and then you can see how the light is approaching. You can dim it down. You have to keep in mind that these lamps change the light color, the color temperature when dimmed down. Fully on, it's around 3200 kelvins. Yet this is also a cool feature. You could always change the color temperature with gels, of course. I should get my sunglasses. So the sockets of these lamps are R7S sockets with a length of, I think, 78 millimeters. So basically you could get any bulb for this mount and mount it inside. This is, for example, an 80 watt R7S bulb, which would also fit perfectly inside this. Of course, you don't get as much light, but still, if you need the constant color temperature of 3200 kelvins, you could get this with these without using ND gels to dim this down. So also, you don't produce that much heat, and of course, not that waste of power. So these are the tripods that you get with these lamps, and they are not really incredibly well made. This is something I have to admit. They are not the best tripods in the world, but of course this is not a surprise at this price point. But they do work pretty good. I don't have problems so far. Of course, they may be a bit unstable when you fully extend them. I think they can reach up to 2 meters or so. And the connectors here are made of plastic, yet I didn't have problems so far. They fit pretty good on. You have a little 1/4" thread, which is pretty cool. So in any way, when you fully extend any lighting stand, you should always use some weights on it. So the classic thing to use is sandbags, but sandbags are around 15 to 20 euros a piece in my country. So for me, these are a bit expensive. What I like to use for weighting down light stands is something like this. This is a runner's weight for sports people. Don't ask why I own these. Yet these are pretty heavy, and these are meant to be got around your feet. Yet you have some Velcro straps and can simply get it around your tripod and you're good to go. I also heard about scuba weights, which should be pretty heavy and pretty cheap to buy, but I don't know about this, just so you get a bit creative in how to stabilize your tripods. Last but not least, this is the bag you get with the set. The bag is pretty cool because you can organize everything into this bag, the tripods and the lamps. You have a pocket in the front for spare bulbs and such. You have normal to carry it with your hands, or you can also carry it on the shoulder with this strap. And there's also a pretty nice feature. You have 2 spare straps which attach up here in the front. So you can get anything on the back, like lighting gels is the classic thing to do with these, or a softbox. So these lights output an incredible amount of light. You know, this is really, really bright. You can brighten up very much space. And this is why I wanted to get them. This is not the perfect thing for creative lighting like a Fresnel lamp or ditto lights. These make a huge amount of light, and this is what I wanted to do with them. But they do this pretty good. I like it a lot. I like to work with them because it's pretty easy to work with them, in my opinion at least. They make a great edge for side lighting and such. And the most fun part with these lamps is when you get softboxes for them, but this is something I want to show you in another review. So we're at the end again. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I am afraid I cannot show you many great examples of these lamps yet because I don't use them in the field so far. Yet they work out great, and if you know how to use redheads, let me assure you that these work great as redheads in the field. I think on YouTube I have some great examples for redheads, or on Vimeo, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I think I've said this before. I don't know. So, well, see you next time. Bye.